Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Kashi Confessions. My guest today is a costumer and TV and film stylist. She's also a former NBA and NFL dancer. My guest today is Ericka Kelly. Welcome,
Hi.
Ericka.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yes, I'm so excited to get to talk with you, and
Absolutely.
I'm loving the fit.
Thank you so much. This is like my uniform. This is definitely one of my like go-tos when I'm working, which I'm working today. So I gotta dip out of here, but thank you.
Perfect. So we met working on Everybody's Live with John Mulaney.
Yes.
Yeah, top of last year almost.
Like top of last year, ended during the summer. You know, I was thinking like about all of that because we saw each other for like that whole like 3-4 month time period. But when show wraps, it's like the last day of school and everybody's like exchanging Instagrams and like trying to stay in touch. But I remember I followed you and like within the week or two, you posted that Don Tolliver 4x4 video. And I was like, oh, she is T. So I was like, oh my God, I love this girl. So that was like my dad was like, oh, she's gonna be by my side.
Oh,
so,
thanks. That literally is one of my favorite videos.
Girl,
so I love that you just
I remember I was like, what made me like really, and then I like went back to it last night and you killed it.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
And it was so cool. Then when I took a look at your page and saw that you're a dancer as well, I'm like, yes.
Yeah, like makes sense.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's take it all the way back.
Yeah.
What were you like growing up as a kid?
So I'm originally actually from Indianapolis, Indiana. I was born there. But because of my dad's job in healthcare, Mayo Clinic, we kind of moved around a lot and we landed in Scottsdale, Arizona when I was about 10 years old. And the desert is beautiful. I love Arizona. I definitely have much more appreciation for it now as an adult. But growing up, it was a very white space.
Yeah.
And I'm, you know, one of a few black kids in a community, a white space with very black parents, which I appreciated. But I was always very tokenized or felt tokenized. I definitely had like a few friends, but we were always sprinkled throughout. But dance was just like such an escape outlet, like my power, my cool, like it was just me, it was mine. And so yeah, I think I attached to it really young, and I noticed that it helped with everything. Like, you know, when they say like the workout girlies are right, like it started with dance for me, like getting to sweat and get my mind off of things. And like when you dance, you know, there's no time to think about anything else. It's like full body meditation. And so it was just like everything to me.
Yeah, I relate to that a lot. I think it's so nice to have dance as that safe space. Like the things you're struggling with or at school or at home or whatever, you can just like go to dance
and like, attack it. Like I wasn't a fighter. I've never been a fight in my life, but in dance I was punching. I was kicking. I was like literally the girls, you know, very girls that I might have been standing next to, like emotionally, mentally, but you know, just doing it, getting it out in dance.
Yeah, totally. That's why I also like always like gravitated towards like jazz and hip hop because I could perform more and like that intensity and like you said, like I'm not a fighter, but like in dance, like that is my like
throwing
game
punches.
Time.
Yeah, absolutely. I came to fight. Yeah,
exactly. So.
And what I was going to say, and really not, because like dance is such a competitive thing, but I'm not fighting really with anyone else. I'm really competing with myself.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. Because they have like dance competitions and things where it can be more like sport like where you're competing against teams, but dance is an independent sport at the end of the day.
It starts that way. Yeah, for sure.
It's like you versus you and like
every time.
Yeah, I totally relate to that. And then like after you know, grow as a dancer and you pick up on things, you're also able to give yourself corrections and critiques. So like when you're in the mirror, you're like, oh, it's got to be
and
this.
Then we become our biggest critiques. Like, I'm like, girl, turn that turn it off. But my biggest teacher, my biggest love, like my first love, my biggest everything. But taught me so much.
Yeah, there's just so many lessons from dance that you're able to apply to everything. I remember like hearing dance teachers growing up, like they would be like, whether you want to do this professionally or you don't, all the things you're learning here will apply to anything that you end up doing.
Absolutely. And I know we'll get to professionalism and stuff, but it's just like some of the things that seem so innate to me that aren't really to other people, like dance gave me that.
Yeah. Totally. So you grew up dancing, you were really drawn to it. How'd you know you wanted to start doing professionally?
I think, so being in Arizona, there aren't that many opportunities after you graduate high school, college, I think for dancers in general. But so in Arizona, it was NBA, NFL, or the casinos, which I did all of them. And that was just kind of like I still wanted to dance. It was like I didn't want to stop dancing. And as you get older, you do become a professional dancer if you want to keep doing it.
Yeah.
So my first professional role was with Disney. I was in college. I took a year off, and I came out here to LA. I lived in Orange County, and I just danced at Disneyland, like full-time parade, show performer.
Yes.
And then I had to go back to school. So I went back to ASU. I graduated, but like my last 2 years at ASU, that's when I was on the NBA and the NFL teams.
Awesome.
And it's funny because like we'll talk about this multi-hyphenate. It's like, I don't know if I ever knew that it was just going to be dance, because when I was on NBA and in the NFL, and I don't know if this is still true or not, but to be a dancer, you had to either be a full-time student or you had to have a full-time position of some sort. And so I always felt like dance was like this, like I was never going to stop. It was just always something that I was going to have as I like had my profession or had my whatever else. And so, it's always kind of been with me. And I didn't really know that I was going to be a professional dancer. It just kind of happened because I was never going to stop dancing.
You're right. It was always part of your thing, something you enjoyed doing. It was always part of your routine and your schedule. And
Absolutely.
You loved it, so why stop doing
Even now, like, I post videos. I'm like, I'm not trying to, like, professionally dance, y'all. I love to dance. I miss dancing. I take class because I'm a dancer.
Yes.
That's just it.
That's what I've always said to myself, especially post-grad and like learning these other interests that I have of working production or doing this podcast or like working in the entertainment industry in other ways. Yeah. As long as I never stop dancing, I'm like okay with that. I just need to like, I wouldn't be okay if I stopped doing something that I love.
Like, it's just the other day, like it had been a couple years that I had taken like an actual class, and I dance a lot at home. Like, it's not like I'm not doing that, but there is something about being in a facility, in a space with other dancers, feeling energy from one another. And it just does something for me. I'll never let that amount of time go by again.
Love that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you were on the NBA, NFL teams while you were in college the last
I was.
years?
So my junior year, I was on the Cardinals. And then my senior year, I was a Phoenix Suns dancer.
What's the biggest difference dancing for the NFL versus the NBA?
Style-wise is like, I say like PG and PG-13.
Yeah.
You know, like NFL is very cheer, like straight line. There's no hip, no head, like to a degree. And NBA, you can just kind of go balls to the wall, like do whatever you want, like full out. And it's just more stylized. Like I really felt like a jazz dancer when I was on NBA, which is what I am.
Yeah.
I felt like a cheerleader at times when I was on Cardinals. So for me, I think the Suns was just more fun.
Yeah. I
had to rep today, you know.
Yes, exactly. I danced for the Sixers my last year of college. Yeah. So I just think that's so cool that like that we have that in common. Yeah. And I know for me it was a lot, you know, balancing that and then balancing school. Yes. But we also, like you said, growing up doing school and doing your dance classes, it was always kind of part of the routine.
It's part of it. I remember like taking a final in full makeup to go to a performance and like, but like leaving, like taking my jacket and people being like, oh my God, I see. I'm like, yeah, we've been here. Like, I gotta go. I gotta do this. Like, I've just always done. And I'm a Gemini. So there's 1,000 versions of me. Like, I am want to do everything. Yes. So I just always have.
Yes. I always felt like it was like Hannah Montana. Like, at school, like, doing my classes. But then if you go to the game today, you'll see a familiar face.
Yeah. Even like, I kind of do that at work too. Like, I'm very like baggy, covered up. But like online, I'm a different girl.
Totally. I go to work like, no makeup, like glasses, like, and then I'm like, post-work Mia is a different Mia.
Exactly. Has to be, though. And we'll get to that. Like, it actually has to be. So, yeah.
Some people say that, like, doing an NBA team or an NFL team is a really good way to prep for dancing commercially and professionally. What are some things you took away professionally, like, professionalism-wise?
Yeah. The, like, three biggest ones are always... It's do the things I guess the first I'll say is be on time because be on time. Yeah. I'm always early. That's like if you're late or if you're like on time, you're late kind of thing. Right. You know, that's just so instilled in us as a dancer. So it's like showing up, being on time. From a yogic perspective, when you are late, we take it as a form of stealing. Like you're stealing someone's time and you're being disrespectful and not considerate. So I'm super big on time. And if I understand things come up, you're going to be late, you got to let people know. Yeah. So being on time, I think your attitude. Your attitude is everything. We
Yeah.
all have so many different things going on. Dance was one of the first places, like, it does not matter how stank your attitude is or how this or how that, like, they're going to outdance you, or you will not dance because you have a bad attitude. So yeah, I think time. There's one other that's like huge for me, and I'm blanking on it right now. I hate it, but I will come back to it.
Yeah.
I might think of it.
But yeah, that's such a good point. Like, attitude for sure. Like, I know, like, dance teachers of ours, like, they'd be like, when you walk in, you leave it at the door, and you come in, like, ready to work.
I thought of it. Okay. So the thing is, it's like, it comes in with being prepared, but I think being on time is also a form of preparedness. But, like, if you show up, you don't know what's going on. As a dancer, I'm sure you had, like, we would get choreo that you would have to learn, like, you know, on film or whatever.
Yeah.
But then literally, if you showed up and you did not know that choreography, you didn't dance.
Yeah.
Even if it was a rehearsal, like, okay, you need to know it, so then we're going to, like, no, you won't dance that week. Or, so it's like, you can't be late, not know your work, and have a stank attitude. Like, those three things have just, like, really taught me to keep it together.
Yeah, it's such a good point. Like, I know on Sixers, like, if you miss practice, you're not performing in the game.
Not that week, no.
Yeah. And we had, like, a Sixers mini team. So I did, like, when I was 6 years old, like, would do that.
Yeah.
And I learned that even at that age.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not at practice, you're not going to perform in that game.
No.
Yeah. So just, like, showing up, being on time, being
Your attitude,
a good person to work with.
Like, attitude is everything. It's just, there's no reason to have attitude at work. Like, and I say that because I also like a set where, like, we are allowed to be human, and, like, obviously we're going to have human emotions and things going on. But it's like, there's a time and a space, and we all have those things going on. So just, like, take your moment, take your time, and then, like, show up as the coworker that you need to be.
Totally. I always say, like, take a beat. Like, if you need to go to the bathroom, get yourself together.
If you're on Love Island, give me 10.
Yes,
give me 10, give me 10, give me 10, give me 10, and I will come back. But
my Philly girl, Melanie.
Yes, okay.
Love her.
Yes, give me 10.
Give me 10. I read in an article that you said you stopped trying to define yourself from dance, and you mentioned yoga. How did you go about that creative struggle and, like, wanting, like, the feeling or pressure to pick a lane?
I think it's like, you know, whenever you're, like, trying to get yourself going in something, it's like, who am I? Like, what's my, like, who am I? And so I'm all these different things, and it's a mouthful to say. And so I really just stopped. Like, it would be, I'm a creative person, and then the questions and follow-up comes after that, where maybe I get to explain. But I knew, like, if I'm being hired for this one role, like, that's what they're hiring me as today. I'm the costume designer, or I'm a producer, or I'm a set assistant. You know, whatever they're asking me of, that's the role that I'm going to show up in.
Yeah.
And kind of compartmentalize and just turn off that, like, I have all these other skill sets and things, but, like, knowing that it's always in my back pocket. Like, I can always pull upon these as I need to.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily that all of those things are working at the same time. Like, I definitely get into flows of being more in the costuming bag or the modeling bag or the dance bag.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just depends. It really just depends. But I always try to keep those things, like, up front and abreast of, like, I'm working on them. I'm taking care of my body. I'm, like, giving something to that part of my craft. I'm giving something to that area of my life, too, so that when I'm ready to use it, I'm available to use it.
Yeah, like staying ready so you don't have to get ready.
Yes, exactly. Big on stay ready.
Yes. So from dancing in the pro team world, what was the next step in your career?
So what was my transition? I went from... There was a lot going on in my 20s, Mia. Like, let me just tell you. Outside of all of that, I was dancing. I was in college, like, kind of getting into the professional world. There was a relationship. I was married. They say it's super chic to have a marriage in your 20s and be divorced. So
yeah,
I have one of those. But the relationship that I was in was dissolving. And from that dissolvement, I was, like, looking to another professional career, looking maybe, like, am I going back to dance? What am I doing? And for me, I was also physically ill from the relationship, unfortunately. I was hospitalized.
Wow.
And I was financially stressed because of the relationship. You know, we were married, so just the different dynamics of that changed.
Yeah.
But cannabis is actually, I was using cannabis to make myself feel better in the hospital.
Yeah.
I had a horrible cyclic vomiting syndrome condition. So cannabis was helping with that. And then as I was like learning more about it, I smoked recreationally, but like really learning what cannabis could do at that time in my life. I was meeting a lot of people and meeting a lot of women that were in the industry and working in the industry. And that's really how I fell into working in cannabis. And it fully just like kind of took me out of dance for a little bit. Again, I was always dancing and doing it behind closed doors, but I definitely kind of shifted from Arizona to the Bay Area from into the cannabis space.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, I think a lot of women, unfortunately, have been in those relationships that aren't so great. And it's so unfortunate that you ended up in the hospital struggling with that. But how did you, I know cannabis helped you move through that. What are some other things that helped you kind of like know when it was time to leave that relationship and kind of like get your bearings after?
I think knowing that it was time to leave, it was so clear. There was like a moment, it was like, okay, like this is not gonna be. Truthfully, like the relationship, it's not like there was physical abuse. There was a lot of mental abuse going on, a lot of financial abuse going on. But I think really for me, what made me leave was you can feel it. I was trying to keep everything together. And then when I was getting hospitalized because of it, I was like, okay, like at one point I went to the dentist and I sat down in the chair and he goes, "What is going on?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And he was like, "I can see the stress in your gums." He was like, "You're going to lose your teeth if you like."
Wow.
Yeah. And he was like, "I don't know what is going on or what you need to do." But he like had a whole leveling moment with me. And that was like, okay, I gotta get it together.
Yeah.
But honestly, so then from that, like I have a very strong support system. My family, my friends, like nobody liked him anyway. So
that's always the
I was
sign
like, didn't nobody
too.
like him anyway. So it was fine. Like I had all the support and readiness, like, underneath
Around
me
you.
around me to go. And so when it was time, it was time. And I have, yoga and like I really am such a yogi. Like I'm very internal. I very much meditate and like just check in with myself. And so I had to keep it moving. And I did.
So going from the dance world to then the cannabis industry, what a switch.
Big switch.
Yeah, from Arizona to the Bay Area.
Yeah.
What was that transition like, and how did, stepping into an industry you might have never thought you would get into?
I truly never thought that I would be in cannabis. Like, even like ask my brothers, they're like, when you were growing up, you were just, I was kind of like nerdy about it and whatever. But then when I got into college, I was like, no, we all need weed. But I never thought about working cannabis. And again, I saw these women. I went to the Bay Area one time to like visit a friend. And I saw packs of black women that looked like me. And that is really what got me to move to Oakland. I was like, oh, my parents, everybody played me in Scottsdale. Like, I got to go. So I moved to Oakland knowing that I could find a job in cannabis there.
Yeah.
And I did. And I lived there almost 4 years. And it just, not only was it like the cannabis industry, but it was just the energy of Oakland, like the people, the community. I danced in Oakland. I had an agent, in the Bay Area. So it just all kind of came to, like artistically, I felt so much like myself once I got to the Bay Area.
Yeah, that's so nice. And then seeing that representation and people around you and seeing people that look like you and being able to step into that community versus a community where you were more singled out.
Yeah. And it's funny because, like, yes, the community that I was in Oakland very much looked like me and mirrored that. But then when I was in the cannabis space and actually when I kind of like left or was deciding to leave was because that space was also very was becoming whitewashed, was a space that I felt like I was also tokenized in and used for, marketing, which I was a marketing director, whether it's like my face or it's like women of color own this brand or maybe they weren't saying own it, but nobody's correcting. And because I'm speaking to these things, like it might look one way.
Right.
And it showed me a lot in that industry too.
Yeah. What was your role like working in cannabis? What were some of like the things that you were doing?
I was a like field marketing manager. So I put on a lot of events. I had brand ambassadors that I would have to manage and keep up with and send them out to different events to talk about products or talk about a new, whatever that was coming out. We would pair with like, I remember we did like, there was a 2 Chainz concert. And so like our brand like went up to Tucson and like it was just, little different events and fun things like that.
Yeah.
But it also did show me like my lane to like my professional career didn't have to be boring, and it didn't have to be like this 9 to 5, like sit at my,
Yeah.
some of those jobs in cannabis did feel like that, which is kind of crazy, but I knew that I could pick and choose, and that like it's always I'm gonna make it feel how I want it to feel.
Yeah, and it's so cool to have a creative, career where you're going to events and you're doing these things, and like it every day can be a little different.
I need to switch up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Feel that.
I need, and I think it's kind of just working in production and the freelance. It's like you do the same thing, like yes, the set,
Right.
but it's different places, it's different people, it's different stories that you're telling. Like
Totally.
you get used to the process being the same, but the story, all that kind of can change.
And I know in the beginning we spoke about things that we took from dance, and that was something I've taken. Like I was always drawn to dance because whether you're doing a music video or you're doing a stage performance or you're dancing in a film, like you're doing the same thing, but it's with different people. It's a different story you're a part of, and that's such a nice thing where you're not like, it's not the same. You can't expect what the next day is going to bring.
No, yeah. And I really, I think we'll talk about this too, but I just like to be a helping hand, and dance really like, it's the first place I'm like, I need to be a team player. So it's like, how do I be a team player? And that's like, the being on time, the doing this. And it's just like, show up, do your job. Like, I think one of my favorite things I've pulled and realized, like dance let me be on a team, and now I want to be on a team that I can support in my adult life too.
Yeah. I relate to that for sure. So you worked in cannabis for 4 years?
About 4 or 5 years.
How'd you know it was time to leave, or when did
So
that happen?
I got transferred from the Bay to LA in 2019, and it was on the cusp of COVID a little bit. The company that transferred me, it did seem like they were going under. There were some layoffs that were happening. And I ended up choosing to leave that job thinking like, I'm in LA. There's so many things going on. Like I can get into anything. And then COVID happened, and I was like, oh, there's no work. Like nobody really knows how to navigate much of anything right now. So truly out of just like, I won't say boredom, but just lack of anything, I just started doing my creative things again. I was dancing. I love clothes. So I was putting together photo shoots with my friends. I was like one of my best friends, she's a comedian, and we shot a music video for her just because she needed a music video, and I knew that we could shoot a really cool music video for her, so we did it. But yeah, just like, I think once I like made the switch and felt like it was time to go, I felt like I needed to get back to my creative space. It was like I'd spent too much time like in the cannabis world, and I needed to get back to some of the artistry.
Yeah. So you started kind of picking up those things and getting back to like passions and interests of yours, like styling and dancing. It was during COVID. So how did, getting back into those creative fields then turn into work?
Again, like it was all just for fun. Like, and it's actually, I don't know if you know about Arizona, but there's a really big engine of dancers that come from Arizona.
I have some good friends from Arizona.
Like a lot of like old talent, new young talent that's coming out. Like, I'm like, I'll name drop these people because of like we're all dancers and friends, but like Heather Morris, like from Glee, like Lauren Gottlieb, those are girls that I went to high school with. Like was on So You Think You Can Dance. Tay Knight, I know she doesn't know me. I know her because I used to judge her like what are they called? Competitions. Like I used to sit on those boards, and so like the engine of dancers from Arizona was out here, and that's who I started to tap into. So I reached out to a friend that's like very much a big producer now out here, and she was just working, and I was kind of seeing things that she had in place, and it all started like not a lot of money, not a lot of like we're just working, we're just doing these things. But when it switched to work was a random distant friend kind of reached out. They weren't able to be a wardrobe PA just for one day on a commercial. And they said, do you want to do it? I said, sure. And I went, and I have literally been doing it ever since.
Wow.
Like, the lady that I met, shout out to Annette Sherry, I think I was really organized. Again, dance teaches you things. So I was like, I was on time. I was organized. I'm extremely proactive. But when I ended the day with her, she was just like, have you thought about doing this? Do you want to? She was like, if you're going to be with me, like, I got to get you paid more money. Like, I can't have you, like, working how you were working, but, like, not making that. And she fully, like, I cannot say enough how much this woman changed my life. Like, took me under her wing, called me for every job, lobbied with the producers to get me my days, like, and that
Wow.
is who you need. Like,
Yeah.
you're not just gonna get it by the random person. The like, whoever your like department head is has to vouch for you and
Yeah.
has to say, I want this person. This person deserves to work, with protection. So, and that's what she did for
Yeah.
me.
To lift up the people,
Yeah.
beneath you.
And
Yeah.
just to take care, like, I really do believe in union work. I believe in unionized sets,
Yeah.
only because I see what they've done for me and people around me. And yeah, I think it's made us to this like big, like broad thing that's so hard, and it's a lot of work. There was a lot of crying in my car. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that it wasn't, but it's also super valid, and I think it's really important that it's there.
Yeah. So, PAing that like first wardrobe PA day, what do you think made you stand out and set you apart?
Again, I was so new. When I look back, I'm like, what I showed up, like what I wore to set, like just what I was thinking about, all of it is so funny now. But I think what stood out and what stands out is I am proactive. I try to figure out, like the answer before, like I don't like to ask a dumb question. So, if there's a misunderstanding or a term that's being used, I'll kind of be like, you're using this term, and to me, I like my reference is this. I just want to make sure we're aligned. Or, if they're like asking for something in terms of like clothing, like, again, your word of this makes me think of this. Like, and then I'll show a picture. Like, I just want to make sure this is what I'm looking for, kind of thing. Or like, you know, my job is to shop and to go find things and bring back exactly what they wanted. And if sometimes things just aren't there, so it's like the proactiveness to be like, this is not here, this is a second option, or we're gonna have to pivot completely. Let me explain to you why this works and where I can find it. All of that is a lot of extra work that people just don't do. And I did it pretty naturally. And then again, the organization, like returns in wardrobe and costuming world is like everything. I truly think it's the biggest part of the job is returns. And so to bring those back neatly organized, like receipt to receipt, she was just like, oh my God. So for like a first day PA.
Right.
So yeah, I think like organization and proactiveness will get you so far.
Yeah, and that clarity in the way that you're communicating.
Communication. And so I was a communications major. They say that's like the everything degree, but I also
I love communication.
I love I love communicating. I love talking, and I love learning people. I like knowing how like other people understand things, how they like. I love human connection. I love human interaction. So yeah, I like to be able to like verbalize like we're here, like we're
Yes, and people might say it's the everything degree, and I've heard that too, but to me I think that's one of the most important skills that you can have, and something a lot of people aren't that great at. So if you're really good at it, that's a great skill. And I was a media production major, but it's in the communication school. Like I'm right there with you.
Yeah, like Hugh Downs School of Communications. Hugh Downs is a journalist,
Yes, because it's a skill that applies to anything, no matter what job you have. Communication is important.
It's fun. I think one of the questions I was kind of prepping for this, but it was like I think what your outfit says about you.
Yeah.
But truthfully, like nonverbal communication is my favorite form of communication because we do have whole languages with one another. Black people, like we definitely do. But like, it's your outfit, it's your energy, it's like so much can be picked up on these little cues. So yeah, communication. You say what you want about it, but
totally. And even back to dance, that's nonverbal communication right there.
Exactly.
Like. My friends will say there's like a Mia face that comes on when I dance. Like I go into a whole different.
It's a character. Yeah. Like I couldn't even really like dance in front of my like normal friends. Like, cause it's like play. It's funny to me. Like I'm literally putting on someone else. Yeah.
Looking back at that opportunity to be a wardrobe PA that day, do you think it was luck or preparation meeting opportunity?
Both.
Yeah.
Truly both. It was luck because it was just random. Like I couldn't have called getting that call, and then with the person that I got it with, like that is pure luck.
Yeah.
But I was a prepared person. I think in any space I go into, and you like as a dancer, it's like my name is on the line, my reputation's on the line. We learn like the industry, and that 6 degrees of separation. It's not just the industry, the world. Like that 6 degrees is like 2, 3. Like
totally.
So just like being who you are, like keeping that is so important.
Yeah. So from that day as a PA and now being a costumer on set, what did that career progression look like?
Again, that PA, I give it up to my PAs, like in any department that you're in, specifically if you're in the, because like wardrobe is just, it is so much. Like, it is so much volume of clothing, of accessories. Like, it's just a lot of stuff to keep up
Yeah.
with. And you're not paid necessarily, the rate that everybody else is paid. My day as a costumer is at 10 hours. Your day as a PA, you go to 12 hours. So it's just, as a PA, you're quiet, you're doing what you said, you were told to do, and you cry in your car about it. And that's what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
I had like 2.5 years where I would get my list, or I'd have my this or my that, and I'd have my podcast and my snacks and my whatever. But like, it's a lot of self-regulation. It's a lot of determination. Like, I saw people around me that had certain things in their life that I wanted, and I knew that they got through it the same exact way that I was doing it now. And I was like, all I have to do is just keep doing it. It's scary. I don't want to do it some days. It feels whatever, but yeah, it's just like a stick-to-itiveness to it that you just have to have. Like, you just got to keep doing it.
Yeah, and those you mentioned self-regulating, and there's those moments where you're crying in your car. We've all been there. You also are, you bring into yoga and meditation. What are some of those practices that help you when you're self-regulating?
Ooh, it's the breath. Like, I gotta, like the breath. I don't know why I'm so good at compartmentalizing, or like kind of really like transporting myself to another place, or just kind of like being able to be in a room, but like be in my own world in the room. And so a lot of that sometimes, like, not even that things are being said to you, or, people are being mean, but there's just a lot of energy, like, on set. There's a lot of information. Like, even some days, like, the more the work, the higher you get up in these roles, I hear my name being called, like, so much throughout the day. And it's not for anything bad. It's just, like, questions that need to be answered, things that people need from you.
Yeah.
And that takes a whole different, like, I'm okay. Like, it's just my name, like,
Right.
you got to talk yourself through it a little bit.
Yeah.
And really, like, for me, it's breath. I got to breathe through it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm big on, like, the breathing for 5, like, exhaling for 10. That's really helpful.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's because you have to be on
Yeah.
all day. And so when you're hearing your name called and you're getting pulled in different directions, like, being able to remain calm in the midst of chaos.
Yes. That nervous system, when I get off work, I'm like, whew, baby. Like, it's really wild sometimes.
Yeah. So what does your call sheet look like now? What does a day in your life look like?
A day in the life. And I, like, any day could look different. Just kind of depends on where we're at in the process of the shoot or whatever we're doing. Today, for example, I'm prepping. So I have to go to a costume house and pull a bunch of looks with minimal sizing, which is unfortunate. Pull a bunch of different looks and kind of get them ready for something that we could go, right up on Monday. But I'm just pulling. I'm in prep this weekend. I have like undergarments to get for people for our fitting. It's a lot of like fitting prep over the weekend. But so I'll actually like show you how it starts. So we do prep, and you get all your information. You get the project, and so you start to figure out your characters, the people that you're gonna have, your OCPs, if there's any background, people that you're gonna have on camera, and you start to shop and pull for them. Then at some point you'll have a fitting where all the things that you've shopped and pulled, you try out, you get your what's called a hero select. And then which I love about fittings is you get your answers and you get to kind of start to return things and like put things away. And you know the direction that you're like really going in now. So we have our fitting days and then your shoot day, which you know all about. Mostly it's on set for me.
Yeah.
Typically it's a lot of on set. Really being like the on-set like camera person to like look and see what's going on with BG or whoever. If I'm not on set, it means I'm wrapping the job like on the back end. So that means I'm in the office and I'm getting returns together. I'm getting our PA set up to go like, take things out for the day.
Yeah.
And then wrap is like not on set doing all of that. Like I'm putting things into our log, or I'm like returning laundry, or, just kind of getting everything back in its place.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of the process?
Fitting. I love the fitting day. I think I like to play dress up.
Yes.
So everybody's, I'm trying on all the looks. The look that I loved is probably never selected just because, like production, people have different visions and like we get excited, we do things. But you get to see some of the things that you really liked come to life. And then I like it because you get answers. So it's like, that works. We're not doing that. We're doing this. And you just get to kind of like, you see the light. You see the light at the end of the tunnel when you get to the fitting, the end of the fitting.
Fittings are so fun. And as a dancer, like doing music videos and things and having a fitting day, like I love dress up too. And I just like, my friend had a party recently. She sent out a whole vision board.
I think I saw you. Yes. You look so cute.
Thank you. Thank you. She sent out like a whole vision board of outfits. Like it was like, think like Pinterest board. Like these are all her ideas. And so I pulled everything in my closet that I thought would be good for it. And I played dress up for like an hour until I landed on the one I landed on.
Yeah. And I kind of do that for every, like any event that I have. Like not even that I'll have like one specific thing. It's like, these are like in the vibe. And then you have things like, oh my God, I didn't even think to put this with this, or like this belt with, and that's how you like find your own like unique style.
Yes, and it's so fun to exercise that creative muscle in that way.
I love it.
Like in that picture you're talking about, the skirt I wore was actually a tube top.
I was in it. I just did that with one of, it was a bubble. Was it a bubble shirt?
Yeah, it was like,
I had a bubble skirt that I just did the same thing for BET. Yes, it like made my whole like dress. But I love figuring like, oh my God,
yes, and like using something to work in this way. I think like even growing up doing makeup, like blush can be eyeshadow, like and just finding the way that you can fit the puzzle together is so fun.
It is, No, I love a fitting day.
Yeah. What do you think is the most challenging part of the process?
The returns.
Yeah.
The returns, And I don't have to do them much anymore. Like we do, our PAs can do our returns. But it's still, like, it's just tough. It's so interesting because, like, there's just not a policy. There just aren't policies where you have to, like, purchase from the store, return to that store. You can only return that certain amount. But because it's Hollywood and entertainment, they very much know that these things are shoots, that even, like, how I look when I'm working, I feel like I look like a costumer. I look like a stylist. And so they know that I'm returning a bunch of stuff. Like they kind of like, oh, like she works in entertainment. Like I can tell, But that is the hardest part. Like you got to come up with weird lies. Like it's just, it's so interesting. I hate how good I'm like, oh yeah, like family photo shoot or like family vacation got canceled. Like just the craziest thing where like all these clothes have to go back now.
That's such a funny part of the job to think about. Like making up those like, we had this and it didn't work out.
Or like I've like gotten in a fight with my boyfriend and like I've like returned all this stuff. But honestly, I loved costuming during COVID because you wore a mask and nobody knew who you were. And I would be like, oh, we had a clothing drive and because of COVID, like everything had to go.
It was like
it was like such an easy excuse. And now I'm like, I'm just lying.
You mentioned BET Awards and, hearing about your background growing up in Scottsdale, Arizona and feeling like the token Black girl or not seeing that representation around you. You were at Culture's biggest night, surrounded by such high-level Black creatives. What was that experience like?
BET, so that was my third BET that I've done. And every year, like, it always feels like a family reunion, whether that's in, like, crew because, we see the same people and we all feel like family. And then it is such, like, a collective cultural thing. Like, like Lauryn Hill, the people that I'm seeing, they feel like family to me. Like, they feel like people that I've grown up with my whole life. So it's so fulfilling. It's, when we talk about like living in your wildest dreams, like little me never would have thought, like I remember like my second BET, I kind of made friends with the choreographer and he was like, you want to get on stage and swag surf? And I was like, yes, I want to get on stage and swag surf. I was like, what do you mean? Like, so just those moments and those memories that I will have, like, I can't even believe that I get them sometimes and then I get to be in the space that I'm in.
That's such an incredible environment. And, like, that's so cool that choreographer's like, let's do it.
Let's swag surf. Yes.
Yes. I'm like,
exactly. Yes. So it was so much fun and just, like, I love BET. It's one of my favorite award shows.
That's so fun. And Lorianne, is that Lorianne Gibson?
Yes, she did.
She told you looked iconic.
She did. And so that's what I mean. Like, some of the stuff, like, there's a lot of fame and like big people, but for me it's like the Fatimas, the Loriannes, like these
Yeah.
are massive, like iconic people to me. And
Yes.
that's who I geek out over.
Yeah.
And so like just to make them happy, just to make like their vision come to life, or like them be okay. Like when I knew that like the poll that I did for Lorianne had no notes, I was like, oh my gosh, no notes. I was just like, you know, I was so like, and Lorianne, she does not know me, she does not know my name, but like she knows I'm on the wardrobe team, you know, and
Yes.
that's all I need. I need her to know that I look iconic.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's so nice, like no notes, like
Yeah, like
so
okay.
it's like a job well done. It's an
Yes,
A plus.
yeah,
Like that's
and you know, sometimes you don't get a thank you, you don't get a good job, but it's like no notes. Like, okay, then that means I did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
If you have nothing to say, then you're pleased, you're happy, you're content with what I brought.
yeah.
So yeah.
The World Cup, huge. It's talked about everywhere. Everyone's going out, grabbing a beer, watching the game. You worked on this Adidas project with the World Cup jersey reveal.
I did.
What was that experience like?
That is my biggest costuming cred role to date, and I fully fell into it. Like, so I was brought onto that project under the guise of being a kind of like a talent coordinator. Like,
Okay.
they kind of needed someone basically to manage a fitting. They needed like a liaison between talent, between stylist, between production. And I was like, well, I put on fittings, you know, and this is like me and my like non-union bag being like, you know, I do fittings every day, so like I can make a fitting run.
Yeah.
And that role quickly turned into, we have no stylist, so you're the stylist. And I was like, okay. Got it. And now it's like my name is on this, so I just like I'm gonna do my absolute best. I have never worked at the capacity, like the hours in the day that I worked on that job. It taught me so much about like my like powerhouse, like as a producer, like what I'm actually able to produce as a worker. And it just taught me like I can kind of do anything, you know, like with the right people. I had really great assistants. We had about 10 because there was like a lot of talent for that. And you have to trust the people that you're working with. And like, I got to work and kind of vibe with them and see like who could do what. And obviously I approved everything, but being able to trust and not micromanage the team that you have. Yeah, it was such a cool experience. Like, I'm with the head of design of Adidas, and like Keem is performing, and like Katrin. It was just such a cool,
sick.
so sick.
Yes.
Yeah, like quintessential LA. We're like underneath this bridge. I was like, it's like one of those moments. I was like, this is my, like, not my event, but like my thing. My name is over all of it. Like, I'm literally under the underpass. Like, it was like my little LA moment.
Yeah, that's such a good feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had said like 10 PAs.
Mm-hmm.
And you're managing this team.
Mm-hmm.
What is your leadership style like?
So, well, I had about 2 PAs, and I think I had 8 or 9 styling assistants.
Gotcha.
My management style is very disciplined. It's very organized, but it's also super compassionate. Like, I understand that there's like things going on in the world and just feelings, you know, different things happening on set. But I think one of my biggest takeaways from that job specifically, I had so much feedback of like how successful our fitting was and how successful just like the flow of wardrobe was. And a lot of that, it's like your standards and practices. Like in a fitting, the talent that we had for that job was like 40 different social like campaign brand ambassadors that had come in from all over the world. So it's a lot of people. There's a few different people in a room fitting. There's a few different styling assistants, people to people. Like, I kind of like had this moment where it's like, hey, you guys, we got to level. Like, the room is getting loud. We're getting a little lost. We're getting a little distracted. I'm like, if you need to go speak to someone, you do not yell across the room. You go up to them. If they are in the middle of a conversation, you wait for their conversation to be done, and then you approach them. Like, those kind of things that I was doing all day throughout the day are being like, you know, like, there's no need to get like stressed out. We're just putting clothes on people. Like, we have the clothes. We have the this. Like, I very much level, like, as important as all of this stuff seems, and they make it seem important, and they want you to feel, you know, they want you to drink the Kool-Aid. There's a lot of money on the line. It's also just clothes at the end of the day. It's also just entertainment at the end of the day. And I remind myself and my team of that very much. Like, I think even dance kind of taught me that.
Yeah.
I come from the era of dance, unfortunately, where you could walk into a room, have to put on a dress. If you can't fit it, you don't audition. You're benched for your weight. You're this, you're that. And truthfully, for me, I never struggled. I was a scrawny kid. I never struggled too much, but so many of my like dear friends did. And I would see them going through these different things. And I would have to remind them and myself, like, this is a blip. This is a blip in your life.
Yeah.
And you will not let it overtake you or stress you out to illness or do this, that. Like, it's a job at the end of the day. And we all want to do our job well. And I really remind everyone that, like, I get it. We're here to do a really good job, but it's just not the only important thing that's going on.
Yeah.
So
I try to do that too, like when I see friends getting stressed or I'm working with someone and like something doesn't go the way they want it to, and I try to remind them of like, you're doing everything in your power to make it right.
Yeah.
And you did everything you could do. Sometimes you got to just be like
put your hands up and like I remind people, like, look at the timeline of your life. This is like a tiny dot, like a speck, and you're going to let it like cultivate, do all these things. It just doesn't have to be that.
Right.
So yeah, I try to keep it level, try to keep it very chill on, professional, but chill.
Yeah. I heard someone say once it's PR, not ER. And I've like that's really resonated with me of just like everyone wants to do well at their job. It is important. It's why you're there. Your role matters. Everything you're doing matters. But shit happens. And also like, it's not like we're not having lives in our
exactly.
lives in our hands,
It's not brain surgery. Like, thank God, we're playing. Like, it's art. It's supposed to be fun. And truthfully, I think that's why maybe I enjoy John Mulaney so much, is because they're like, it's comedy. So there's that element of like, none of this is really that serious. Like, it's all kind of a bit.
And that was the theme of the show too.
Yeah. Like, it just. That show, that energy, I hope to find something like it, later in my career, but it was so good.
Yeah, that was really fun working on that project.
Yeah. But from that, like, the energy that I keep on set and like for my team, I really just try to level with people and be like, we got to do our job, but we're not going to kill ourselves to do it either.
Yeah. What makes a good wardrobe PA or styling assistant? What kind of like traits or characteristics do you look for?
I think absolutely, like, it starts with your organization, proactiveness. I think your social skills in a way. Like you work with a lot of talent. You work with a lot of different people on your team. So being a little bit more able to read people, understand what maybe certain people need or want from you.
Yeah.
And again, dance kind of teaches, in a weird way, taught me how to read a room.
Absolutely.
and I like can't even really articulate why sometimes I know how to like read a room as well as I do. But it's
awareness.
It's just awareness.
Yeah.
I think dance makes you very aware of yourself, and I think awareness is, for everybody, but certainly for an assistant, because you do have to be so many things to so many people.
Yeah.
So just making sure that you know what you're giving to people, what you're bringing to people.
Totally.
Yeah.
You're part of a costumer union. Mm-hmm. How do you know when it's like the right time to join a union? What opportunities has that brought? What has that experience been like?
I think for me, it's always like money.
Yeah.
Like the money does get it changes, it gets a little better. And there's different protections, like I said. So when you're on a non-union set, it's like a 12-hour day, I think is standard. A union set is 10 hours, and you get overtime for anything that goes. So I love my OT. I like the protection that, like the forced call, that I can't be at work so late the night before and then they're early the next morning without you paying me for it.
Yeah.
I like that, on a union job, I either have to eat, or if I do not eat, you got to pay me for it.
Right,
everything is like, you cannot abuse me. You cannot abuse this work that you're getting from me. And I think it came from just seeing the difference. I saw non-union people, I saw union people, and then I had a union person give me a very clear pathway. Not easy, but she was like, if you want to do it, this is how you're going to do it, and I'll help you get there. And I saw both sides, and I wanted to be on the union side.
Yeah, and having those protections around what you're doing is so valuable. Yeah.
And your day rate, literally, it all changes, like almost double. So
wow.
Yeah, union is and very important to me.
Yeah,
and you get health
definitely.
insurance. Like, our health insurance is incredible. Like, yeah, so much comes with being in the union.
That's incredible. Yeah. What was your favorite project you've worked on so far?
Favorite project? There's so many.
Yeah.
The award shows are really my favorite. BET, we kind of mentioned, is my favorite. I was actually talking to Aaron before I came in, your producer. I don't get starstruck much, like, really at all. And I kind of, like, it's very normalized.
Yeah.
But I got to work with Raven Simone. And
So
again, she
cool.
probably doesn't remember anything, but I just grew, like, I had her first cassette tape.
Wow.
My older brother and older cousin, like, they ran to go meet her at Disneyland one year. Like, my cousin tripped and fell, like, running up to meet her. Like, we had the Cheetah Girls. We had That's So Raven. Like, that's my girl from my childhood. So, like, I had to do the whole, like, video with her thing. So that was a really cool moment. But everything else is just, like, it's more like, wow, like, I'm calling my mom to tell her about it, like, to tell, like, my niece thinks I'm cool because I'm working with this, like, Sadie Sandler or, whoever. So, yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. It's such a great feeling when you can call your mom and your family and, like, they get excited, too.
Yeah, like, it was, BET, we just had the D'Angelo tribute, but George Clinton, Parliament, he was in it, and my mom and dad are just, like, big George Clinton fans, so they were, like, just so excited for me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to get into some segments. We're going to do a quick hot takes in Hollywood.
All right.
All right.
I'm ready for this, Loki. Let's go.
The first one is, you mentioned, self-regulating and taking care of, like, mindfulness with yoga, and you also worked in the cannabis industry. Yoga or smoking a blunt? What helps you calm down more?
Both. I do it together. That, honestly, because before all this, I had a business, like, it was a medicated yoga business, and I would teach cannabis yoga classes.
I love those. I've gone to those.
I'm like, so I will not separate the two. No, both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Building a costume from scratch or pulling and sourcing from existing pieces?
I like to pull and source.
Yeah.
I like to, kind of what we were saying, it's cool to be like, this thing from 20 years ago goes with this thing that was like, oh my, like, how did this happen? Yeah.
Right.
I like the pulling for sure.
Yeah. Period piece or contemporary?
Period is more stressful because you're very restricted to those constraints. Contemporary is just fun.
Yeah.
A little more fun.
Last minute costume change or a fitting that runs 3 hours over?
I'm gonna take that OT. I'm gonna take the OT and let the fitting run over. I do not need a last minute costume change. That will throw it all off. I gotta go shop again. I gotta go do it all over again.
Thrifting or buying new?
Thrifting.
Yeah.
I'm a thrifter.
I'm right there with you. Yes.
Forever.
Yes.
Yeah.
I also love a flea market.
Flea market, like. And I like, LA, some of the thrifting doesn't feel like thrifting. I'm like, come on, y'all. Like, I like to go, like, to the areas where it's, like, even older people or, like, just, like, a niche kind of community. Like, Long Beach, like, shouldn't say it, but Long Beach is great for thrifting, yeah.
Last one, early call time or night shoots?
Early.
Yeah.
I'd rather be there early and get out. Do not mess with my sleep. No. And then, like, a night shoot feels weird. Like, when you're at work at, like, 2 a.m., like, it's just, like, it's such a weird feeling that my body gets.
Yeah, and then it also throws off your, circadian rhythm and sleep schedule. Because now, like, it's like going out. The next day, now I'm going to be tired.
Exactly.
I'm going to need to sleep all day.
And I can't because I probably have work, the next day.
Right. So our Crafty Corner, what does your ideal dream Crafty setup look like?
Dream Crafty is real food. I'm like... I cannot anymore. So we call it orange food. We call it brown food. That's like all Crafty typically is.
Yeah.
Like you get Cheetos, Cheez-Its, like Doritos, and then you get candy and chocolate and that kind of stuff. Dream Crafty is protein.
Yes.
I'm a workout girly, so like the boiled eggs that sometimes y'all have there, like those are easy to get. Keep those for us. I always have beef jerky. That's just like my easiest snack.
I love beef jerky.
I love a commercial set because you get like a smoothie person, you get somebody making like chicken salad and like like the cute little things, but just real food. We need real food on set, not the packaged stuff.
Yeah. What are some things you always have with you on set or when you're prepping or doing a fitting?
Crafty wise?
Or actually costume, like wardrobe wise, what do you
Okay.
always like need with you?
I always have like my little kit bag that
Yeah.
has pins, like safety pins in it, because like we attach a lot of things to each other, just for organization. My lint roller, my
Yeah.
wet ones, my top stick in terms of wardrobe, like top stick can sew something up, that can keep something in place, that can close something, and yeah, those are.
Those are good ones. Those are
Yeah,
good ones.
those are like the ones that you need as a costumer. Yeah, like top stick, lint roller, pins.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
And I'm with you with the protein, crafty, some real food.
Real food.
Yeah,
cheese even, like I'll take cheese. Cheese isn't even there sometimes, like.
Because it's tough when you have like candies and things in front of you, because it's not going to give me real fuel.
No.
But also, like, I wouldn't buy it, but now that it's in front of me.
I always say, like, the way that I eat on set is vastly different. Even like the coffee. If I were to go to a diner and like they pour the cup of coffee that I get on set at that diner, I would just say, oh, like, no, thank you, I don't need any coffee. But I will have 4 cups of coffee a day on set. Like, it's just, it's wild the things that we like throw out the window to get through the job.
Totally. What is your industry ick, or what's on your industry betrayal list?
Don't hit on me at work. I said it. Do not hit on me while I am working.
You don't like a little set crush?
You know what? I might be blocking my blessings, but like, if I am in the process of my job, please don't.
Yes.
And
yes,
it's more like, you know, people already put a lot of different things on women. Like I said, it's why I wear like baggy clothes and hats and like kind of cover up, because I want you to know that I'm there to do my job and nothing more. And so, yeah, it's like if you kind of take that away from me when you come at me like that, it's like, you know, I don't need anybody thinking anything, and there's a time and place. While I'm working, not it.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate as women that we have to have that.
Change how I present myself just so that everybody else acts normal.
Right.
Yeah.
Because you saying that, I'm like, I've had to do the same thing, like wear something baggier because I don't need the comments.
I don't want to deal with it.
It's
just easier. I do not want to deal with it.
Right. And it's so unfortunate that we have to deal with that. But that is a reality. Yeah. And while you're in the process of doing something, it's like, no, like you said, there's
like it's so clear when I'm like bagging or like I'm like, no, like please go. Like, and not even like I'm like, not in a it's just like I just don't want that energy while I'm at work like that. Yeah. Personally.
That makes sense. What's something that people do on set that could instantly make your job harder?
When talent is late, which, you know, that just fucks up the day for everybody. But then in that, I'm only saying this because I just dealt with it last week. And it could be AD, producer, whoever, talent coordinator. I don't know who's asking me these questions, but it could be someone checking in on the time, like, hey, I know we're short on time. Like, I know we're, like, how are we at? Like, where are you guys? Like, if I'm fitting someone or, you know, we're trying to get them dressed and, like, out to set or out to camera. It's like, how are they coming? How are we? And it's like, every time you interrupt me or knock on the door for me to break from dressing them to come talk to you about it, that messes up my workflow.
Right.
You gave me 5 minutes. Give me my full 5 minutes. Don't ask me every minute how my 5 minutes is looking.
Right. So, give me the 5 first.
Yes, give me my full 5.
Yes. We talked briefly about professionalism, but also back to what you said about being hit on at work. Like, there's like a way to behave in a workplace environment and being professional.
Yeah.
What are, you know, some things professionalism wise that like you value?
I think, you know, it's funny that whole like not wanting people to hit on me at work or like no fraternization. That also comes from dance because you're on teams
and you're not allowed to fraternize with the players.
And the players will never get in trouble. But if you are even close to anywhere, I remember, story time, I remember I got like lost in our facility. I'm in an elevator. I don't know where I need to be. It spits me out in front of like where the players work out. And I didn't have to go in. I just like walked across it.
Right.
But the way that it was like told to my director, like Ericka was in a weird like part of the facility. And then I had to be like, I got lost. I blah, blah, blah. Like, so it really just comes from like I feel like I'm gonna get fired if something goes on. So I
Yeah.
just keep it super chill.
That's such a good point because
yeah.
they'll never fire a
They're
player,
not.
but it'll always get turned against you, even
To
if
the
it's
dancer.
them or they're in your DMs
Well, then,
or they're doing.
exactly.
It's gonna
You know, like we would go out, Arizona's small, like there's only so many places you can go, and you'll end up players or dancers wherever. And the club wants to make it be like sons dancers, sons players, whatever.
Right.
And it's like, you know, I'm not trying to do any of that.
Yeah.
But that notion of like not hitting on me, that does come from dance.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I just think professionalism is everything. Like it's your, you know, your card. It's who you are.
Yeah.
So
That's
keeping it tight.
Totally. That's one of my biggest pet peeves when people aren't like professional. I think it comes from dance and like having like these things that you need to be here, you need to be on this, you need like
there's a way to say everything.
Yes.
There's a way to like go about everything, and everything's a choice. So it's like I don't judge people, but I'm like, oh, okay, I see the choice. You made a choice there. Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
Choices were made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ericka, you were on Call Sheet Confessions. What is your call sheet confession?
Oh my gosh. My call sheet confession is that honestly, all these celebrities, everybody that you see is batshit crazy. And that's why they're entertainers.
Yeah.
And it's why they're so successful in what they do. And it's the love of it. It's the craziness of it. But everybody is crazy. Everybody is doing some wild shit. And you just got to stay and remain in yourself. You got to know who you are and know why you're there.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think everybody will be good.
Yeah. I think like too, rose-colored glasses come off and you realize like, oh, this is who this person is. Or also like everyone's just
a person. Everybody's just human. Like everybody is so human. I think that's really like, that's the confessional. Like it's nothing. I know it seems super, even like the wardrobe world team, it is not glamorous. It is not, it's a job and everybody's just doing their job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the things that I admire most about you is how you haven't just stayed in one lane. You've done so many different things, and I relate to that as a multi-hyphenate myself. How has saying yes changed your life and opened doors you never thought were possible?
I get to do so much. Like even, you know, for BET, I get to work with dancers a lot because we're house wardrobe and then like different acts come in with dancers. But like, yes, I work in that role as a costumer, but I'm brought into that role because I was a dancer. So I know how to shop for dancers. Then I get to excel in that role because I get to fit model for the dancers. Like I literally I get to model, I get to be a dancer, and I get to be a costumer in that role at BET. So it's just, like it doesn't do anything but just make my toolbox and like my kit of what I get to work with bigger. Yeah. So I say yes. I'm even a photographer. Like on some days, like I be taking photos. Like I'm just a creative person, and I'm very much like the show of it all. I like to see the end product of the show, and whatever that is, if it's a photo, if it's an event, if it's I just like to be a part of the show.
Yeah, I relate to that as well. How do you go about balancing photography, modeling, your love for dance, costuming, all the different things that you do?
It's taken time.
Yeah.
It really has taken time, and it's just you just keep practicing. Like I know that I like and want to do these things, so I put focus to them. Like, you know, if I feel like I've been dancing a lot or like, you know, maybe neglecting one thing, like I really make it a point. Like I check in with myself, like when's the last time I like went to dance or took a photo or you know, did this or did that. And I really just try to keep it consistent. Like I'm a very disciplined, consistent person. Like I say all the time I feel boring because of that, because I just, you know, it's pretty, but also in being boring and like disciplined, you get to have so much freedom. Like I get to do so much because I'm so solid in who I am.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I like doing everything at this point just feels like so normal and like just who I don't really know how to do it any other way.
Yeah, I think when you're just a creative person, you have these different creative interests. They blend, or you're doing this one day and this the next day, and it just makes you more of an asset because you have all these different skills. Yeah. If you were starting over, what advice would you tell yourself?
Don't stress.
Yeah.
Stop stressing out. I tell myself that today. Don't stress. Don't stress. go a little harder.
Mm.
Maybe not necessarily that I didn't like push, but I think there's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of that, like, you feel like you're an imposter, like, am I really this person? And I would just tell her, like, yeah, girl, you are. Just do it.
Yeah.
Do it whenever you want to do it. That first thought that you thought you could do it, go do it.
Yeah, but like just believe in yourself.
And truthfully, like, the
down.
cannabis industry kind of showed me that there were a lot of men doing things that, you know, like, it just showed me, like, you can do anything in this world. And women and black women, like, I really encourage us to, like, have the confidence of a white man. Like,
Yes.
Truly.
Yes.
Truly. And I don't say that with
Absolutely.
any shade. I really just say that truthfully.
Yeah.
Like, if they can walk around with that certain level, so can you. And,
Yes.
and you should.
Totally. What advice do you have for aspiring creatives or people that want to work in wardrobe in the industry?
Probably, like, it starts with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, taste is everything. So, like, you work on yourself, you work on your friends, and you have fun. Like, clothes are so much fun to me. Like, I love all clothes. Like, I can't even say I'm like high fashion or this streetwear. Like, I love clothes. Like,
Yeah.
and however they come together. So if you really love clothes like that, like, you're doing photo shoots, you're playing dress up, you're putting little visuals together. You're just being
Yeah.
creative with clothes.
Definitely. Are you living your dream?
I love this question. I am in many ways,
Yeah.
and have lived so many of my dreams, and it's really important to remind yourself that, like,
Yeah.
because you do, just as a human, you know, you want more for yourself. You have goals and different things that you're still aspiring to be and get to. But I couldn't even think about doing those things if I hadn't already, like, done so much before. And
Yeah.
I really have. Like, yeah, there's a lot that little me would be so proud of. Like, just so proud of.
And that's the best, to be able to look back and like think about younger you who was writing in preschool or elementary school what their dream was.
She would be blown back.
Yeah.
She would be blown away. I just, like, yeah, she would think I was so
Yeah.
cool.
It's so like full circle and like
Yeah.
healing to look back
It
at that and
is,
know
yeah.
that like you stayed true to little you and are, you know, making those dreams happen, but also exceeding those.
Yeah, for, like, truly exceeding. Like,
Yeah.
I'd never thought I would be costuming or wardrobe. Like, if anything, I thought it maybe would have been dancing, but, like,
Yeah.
for, like, the young me to see this, it's like, girl, no. Like, I never would have thought. you know?
Yeah. What do you think's next for you? What can we look forward to?
We have some award shows coming up,
So
so
fun.
definitely some of that. I'm in process of a couple jobs right now, so, you know, you'll see all that stuff start to pop up that I'll share. We're getting into holiday, which feels crazy because it feels like the year's over. Like, I'm already starting to shoot, like, Halloween and that kind of stuff.
Crazy.
So, some seasonal stuff, some award show stuff, and I am trying to get a little bit better with showing myself on social media, because I was like, really, like, I think 2023 was my last post, and then the Adidas thing was big for me, and I was like, okay, I got to share my work on this. So
Yeah.
I shared that, and yeah, it's a little bit of a muscle. Like, I
Yeah.
am a shy person, and I really don't like attention, even being a dancer. Like, I always was on a team, or, like, you know, dancing with like 20 people. It's like the focus isn't on me. Dancing, like, I can look up in a crowd and see like 60,000 people. I'm like, but it doesn't feel like all eyes on me for some
yeah.
reason. But I don't love the attention, and so, but I know that I need to share my work because
Yeah.
I actually see the benefit that comes from sharing my work, like, pretty instantaneously. So you'll see my work a little bit more.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
I'm
so
gonna be sharing.
exciting. Yeah, I do think like social media is just, it's such a tool, and it is like exercising it. Like, I mean, I've always loved posting on social media, but even I find myself in moments of like, oh, I'm scared, or like watching a dance video like 10 times being like, is it good? Is it not good? Like,
and
should
then
I
you post it and you still watch it. I'm like,
Yes!
what is that brain? Like, what is going on there? Why do we do that? But yeah, it also is a practice of letting go. And
Yeah.
as a yogi, like, I'm like, let it go. I gotta let it go. Like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter. Like, it's gonna have its own life
Yeah.
with or without me thinking about it.
Right.
So
let
just
the
let
water
it go.
roll off.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. And it's getting over that, like, you know, fear of being seen away, or like letting the judgment.
The perceived, perceived,
Yes.
like, and I think it is, what does it say? She's like, I do know what, like, none of us I mean, some of us do. Some of us are hams and really like to be, you know, center of attention. But yeah, I think for me, like I am just naturally a very private person. And so,
Yeah.
and I know it's like being a woman, being a beautiful, being a black woman, like a lot of these things are put onto you. And I really like to just show, you know, really know someone and show myself. So I think social media, like hiding myself on there, that is why. But that does me a great disservice to my career. So
yeah, it's like
switching it up,
because they can just, it kind of open up opportunities, just posting something and someone sees it and then they're inspired by it or they want to work with you on something.
It honestly has, like, since then. And then, like, you know, I had BET in a couple of things, and I actually see the feedback, and so I can't stop. Like, I'd have to.
Well, I'm so excited to see everything that you continue to do, and thank you so much for coming on Call She Confessions, Ericka.
I'm excited to see this. Yes, thank you so much for having me. I really, really appreciate it, Mia.
Of course. I'm so glad we got to meet through working on.
I'm kind of like, let's take a class. Let's do something like we together now, girl. Yes.
Always down. Okay. Yes, we'll have to get together. But
absolutely,
I'm really excited to have gotten to talk and learn more about costuming and wardrobe. And I'm sure everyone listening who's interested in it, like, we don't always get to hear from the people working in the back end of things and in the wardrobe department. So it's so exciting to get to sit across from you.
I'm glad.
And it's just so cool, too, hearing your background and, like, how much we relate in terms of the dance world and what we've taken from that and falling into, you know, production and this side of things. And I'm just very inspired by you and your story. And
thank you so much.
I appreciate you coming on.
I'm like, you already got it. I'm like, you are doing it. You just are so it. So yeah, come on,
thank
girl.
you. Yeah. Well, tell us where we can find you, where we can support.
So my Instagram handle is She Is Chillin', exactly as it sounds, like She Is Chillin'.
Yes.
I have a film page, Sweet Aromatic. That's aromatic with a CK. And that's about it. Instagram.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much for watching this episode of Call She Confessions. Always make sure to work hard and chase the dream, because if your dreams don't scare you, they're not big enough. May your call times be reasonable and your checks be on time. And like my Mimi always says, break a leg, but not really. We'll see you next time. Bye.